I'm Doug Doyle with The Art of the Story. Veteran writer James Kaplan, author of acclaimed biographies of Frank Sinatra and other figures, has just written a new book, 3 Shades of Blue: Miles Davis, John Coltrane, Bill Evans, and the Lost Empire of Cool. The detailed book ties together the stories of those 3 jazz greats, culminating with the recording of the iconic album Kind of Blue. WBGO's Lee Mergner recently spoke with Kaplan about the work.
So you chose these 3 figures. Was it because of the way that they, which is always a great narrative arc, to have figures from different places and you tell their background, right, and then it comes together in this kind of magical situation? Was it the Kind of Blue session that sort of made you choose those 3 in particular? Because you also talk about Monk, you also talk about Cannonball, Gil Evans.
I do, and in the many pages that fell on the cutting room floor. When I was editing my book, there were a lot of pages on Diz and Bird, a lot. So it's a bit like an iceberg, this book. I concentrated on these 3 figures because at that point in my life, when I was supposed to know everything about jazz and knew zilch and went in to interview Miles, one of the 3 jazz albums I had was Kind of Blue. And like everybody else in the world, I loved that album, and I love it still. And it's the best-selling jazz album of all time, and arguably the best-loved jazz album of all time. And what is it about this album? What is it that's so mysterious and so indefinable about this album? And the great musicians who put it together, 6 of them, but 3 of them arguably geniuses, Miles and Train and Evans. And Miles himself said, I built this album around the piano playing of Bill Evans. So there was so much there, and it was 1959 was such a hinge year, such a meaningful, such a transitional year for jazz. So many things going on, so many great albums being made, and such changes going on in jazz that it seemed Kind of Blue seemed like a great place to concentrate, and these guys in particular.
You can hear Lee Mergner's entire interview with James Kaplan at WBGO.org. I'm Doug Doyle, WBGO News.